Hello, y'all. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to take another surfing on the esoteric clouds. And what is esoteric cloud? Is a lighter frequency and vibration, is a lighter vehicle, light as in weight, and also it's a less dense vehicle or space, a cloud, a substance that our spirit can go into in order to experience a lighter reality, lighter experiences, more expanded experiences, right? So today I want to share with y'all, I want to talk with you about the temple, about the reference, about the meaning behind the word temple. Because you must know that the word temple is used in, for example, the Bible, is used in history and archaeology, with all of the temples in Egypt, the Roman temples, the Greek temples. Pretty much every civilization had some type of temple or some type of building that some scholars from our civilization point of view call temples. And one of the most famous mentions to temple is Solomon's temple, right? And Solomon is nothing else, nothing more than the sol, the sun. Sol is sun in Portuguese, for an example. And it's the moon, in English in this case, sol or moon. It's the sol, the sun, and the moon. So Solomon's temple is a temple of the sun and the moon, is a temple of the external mind and the temple of the internal mind. Is a temple where there is conscious light, light that we can see, light that we can express, and there is hidden light, dark light that we can't see but that we can feel. So a temple is a metaphysical term, is a metaphorical term that reminds to a construction, to a limitation of a space. Also, it reminds us, it makes us feel like shelter or protection, privacy as well, safetyness, separation. We can have our own individual space. But temple goes beyond that feeling of safety, of shelter, of separation, those things that I just said. Because that's what a house is for. That is the meaning, is one of the purpose behind the creation of this body. This body is a temple as well, is a shelter as well. But the temple that we are esoterically discussing is a higher, lighter, less dense temple. Is more a principle, a frequency and vibration that can have many images and sounds, aka words and definitions associated with the word or the frequency and vibration temple. Because a temple is an homage for your spirit. Because from our society standpoint, perspective, to look at the past civilizations, many scholars think that the temples were used to pray to gods or to divination or to perform mystic arts. So the temples were used to connect with gods or spirits. So we know that the temple is used to connect with gods or spirits. So if you're really spiritual, you know that God is another word for your spirit that lives in all possibilities. Your spirit has no thing, no shape and form, so it can create all things, shapes and forms. It can transform itself into all possibilities, into all shapes and forms and colors and flavors, etc. So, a temple is a thing, is a construct that is used to homage, to represent, and to be in contact with your spirit. So, in my perspective, we, as in our existence right now in this plane that we call Earth, we have four temples. We have the mental temple, the mind temple, your mind, right? We have our emotional temple, we have our physical temple, and then we have our spiritual temple, which is like a broader space where all of the others are in. And then your temple is yours, only yours. The thing about your temple is you have the utmost authority inside your own temple. And your temple has a very special frequency and vibration, a very special feeling to it. It's unique. It's unique, indeed. So your mental temple would be how you think, how you analyze reality. For an example, it will be constructed based on your way to think, communicate, and analyze, and to make sense. Because as I said early in the video, a temple, your temple, are constructions. A temple is a construction, is a building, all right? And as you may know, a mason is also a builder. A mason is a person who knows how to build character, who knows how to build spiritually. And we are all free masons. All right, keep that in mind. Being a mason only means that you know how to build. So, before we know how to build the buildings outside, we have to know how to build inside with our own creativity and our own energy. So it's very important for you to have that notion that you are always building your temple. So I will say in the better way that we have one temple. And inside of that temple we have different rooms, individual rooms. So your spirit is your temple, is your space. Your space is your true temple. And then you build a physical representation of your space. And you do that with your mind, with your emotions, and with your body. And it's very important to know that you are the only responsible for building your temple. You are the only responsible for what happens inside your temple. Because you can let others in your temple and you can let others do things inside of your temple. All right? You can let others influence your mind, you can others influence your emotions, and you can have others influence the way you treat your body. Others can make you give your power to them. So then they use your temple for their own business. They use your temple as a franchise to their corporation. That's the spiritual, the esoteric meaning of a corporation. So I came to this video with a general idea that I'm looking for. The point that I was more intended to reveal to you was the importance of you having that notion that you are a walking temple. All right? And that every mention about temples in the Bible, holy books, and whatsoever represents to a construction of a spirit. Okay? And for an example, Solomon used his demons to build the infrastructure of its temple, right? So this is just an example, right? Because I'm divagating a bit in my mind, looking for good examples of mentions and reference that I have heard to let you know how to interpret to know what really means when the word temple is used, right? So Solomon used demons, his demons, to build his temple. So instead of being attacked by his demons or using his demons to attack other spirits, he used his demons to do the hard work, to do the foundational work, to lay the foundations. And then the demons would keep and would work in the temple for Solomon. So you know what I'm saying? You can use or you can construct your temple with many different things, with your thoughts, feelings, with your actions, with your imagination, with the things that you don't do. Then you can put a facade to your temple, and it can be a glass facade. That means that you are very transparent, or you can put a facade that is very plain, but inside you are always having parties with your demons, right? And it goes, that is very exponential, this perspective, because we can use the word temple to describe everything that we do in this reality, right? So a temple, your temple, is the most important thing to you in this experience that we are having right now. Because we came here following a desire, so were all a bit lost before we ended up here. So it's very important for us to maintain our temple clean and strong, so we don't repeat the same mistakes, so we don't follow the same desires, and when we die, we come back here, or we go even below, right? So, in this lifetime, as we experience life on earth, it's very important to maintain our temples clean, and always, like, imagine a ball of light, which is your individuality, always shining in each room of your temple. So that light also burns every shadow and every dirt that does not resonate with your own individuality. So then, when your space, your spirit, and your ideas and feelings come into your temple, they don't have to fight, or they don't have to clean the mess that other things, other thoughts, and other feelings that had nothing to do with your own spirit, but they were in your house breaking shit, shitting all over the place, stealing from you. So then, your emotions and your feelings that do resonate with your light, with your spirit, with your darkness, they don't need to do any extra thing as cleaning or fighting. They they just need to enter your temple with your acceptance. They grow with that light, and then they set up shop, and they start business. And then other spirits, other thoughts, and other feelings come in, and they buy your energy. They pay you attention, and then your temple grow as a model of business, esoterically, if you know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, interesting, because I'm now having Another way to look at your temple could be through your 7 chakras, and each one of your chakra will be like a floor to a skyscraper, and that skyscraper will be your temple, right? And now I'm also thinking about the classical um, depiction of a temple with those two pillars on the facade that represents the feminine and the masculine side, that we as spirits will all have that feminine and masculine energy. I think that only on the ninth dimension there is androgynous creations, because the spirit is androgynous. But for the spirit, in order for the spirit to create something, it needs to use the female and the masculine energies and aspects. The feminine and masculine aspects. Yes. So your temple is your construct, right? Let's focus before we end the video. Your temple is your own construct, and you can use all types of materials. You can use past experience, you can use future imaginations, you can use trauma, you can use happy moments to build your temple, you can use logic, you can use emotions, you can use colors, sounds, frequency, and vibrations. Your temple can be not be a temple at all. It can be a music house, a concert house. It can be a football stadium. It can be a bank, you know. But in the best scenario, it would be like what a church is really supposed to be, a place which is clean of lower animalistic desires, of lower animalistic natures, of lower animalistic thoughts and feelings, right? So when you come there as your spirit in your body, you can feel your own frequency and vibration, you can feel your higher self through your creation. Because as a spirit, we can always leave the body and do things as a spirit, but we want to do things as a spirit in a vehicle. We want to experience, we want to expand. And having a temple that works or functions as a place for the body, for the lower temple to connect with the creator of the temple, aka your true self, aka your higher self, aka your spirit, right? It helps us to grow as a spirit inside of a body, because that's the ultimate goal of a spirit, is to reach the higher dimensions with a body, with a vehicle that can work there and that can feel and see and touch things over there. So like I said, the best scenario, because the best scenario for you is your best scenario, but overall, me using my Aquarius light to generalize, right? Don't take it personal, it's just a generalization of a perspective, of a principle, of a thought, of a light, of information. It will be the best for us to have a temple that does not work as a bank, does not work as a football stadium, does not work as a brothel as well, but works as a sacral, secret, aka clean space. When you enter with your mind, with your feelings, with your imaginations, when your spirit is inside of a vehicle that resonates with its own frequency and vibration, it enters your temple in that space, in that vehicle, and that temple is full of nothing but your own frequency and vibration, right? Your own unique frequency and vibration, and imaginations, faith, and beliefs, and so on, thoughts, insecurities, feelings, so on, that either you created or that resonate very closely with your own frequency and vibration. So when you enter that space, when you enter your own temple, working as a sacred place for you to communicate with your higher self, that's perfect, almost, because the connection with your vehicle with your lower self and your higher self is so fast and so quick that you have a clear mind for your purpose. You have a clear mind where to spend your energy and where to spend your attention. Because that's the main problem of spirits down here. Spirits down here are lost in desires, in fake agendas and motives and fake wars, so they don't know where to apply their energy, they don't know where to pay their attention. So by having a temple, a clean, a sacred temple helps us have a clear path. And we can clean our temple with meditation, with eating well, both mentally, watching good shows, watching good entertainment, watching good source of information, meditating, clearing, pondering, imagination, art, expressing the bad feelings, expressing the bad imaginations, because if you have some dirt in your house, you have to take it out, right? So you have to do that mentally as well. You need to express that. And the same goes emotionally. Through singing, through painting, you need to express yourself, the good and the bad, so you have a cleaner space. And physically is like, don't go full in on one diet, don't go fully in on one physical thing, routine like semen retention. You do need, as a male, you do need to liberate you, because if you accumulate, those spirits will get insatisfied, those spirits will get furious and anger, because you do not feel satisfied, you do not feel released, you do not feel relaxed, neither do they feel relaxed. So they will contaminate you with that. So your temple will be full of demons wanting to experience sexuality. So you do need to release. You do need to clean your temples mentally, emotionally, and physically. And that, when you do that, you can also use the help of crystals and gems that resonate with your frequency and vibration. Then, when you have your mind, emotion, and body clean, it's easier to have an overall cleaner, more in contact with your higher self temple. Also, it's very important to build your temple in your own limits and boundaries, in your own design, and using blocks that were created through your individuality, uniqueness, and newness. All right? Try to not to use too much others' blocks, aka others' ideas, others' individualities, others' philosophies, others' ways to react to a situation, others' ways to deal with your emotions, others' diets, how to eat, others' physical routine exercises. No, you build your temple with your own concept. You might learn, you may see, but then you always need to adapt to your own way. And then you create a block, something that is fixed, something that you know that is real for you. It makes sense, it works, it feels good for you, and then you do that almost every day, because then you can build another block on top of that, and like now you do these new things, but you remember where you came from. Because if you're always erasing the last block, your temple don't grow. It always will be the size of one block. You need to add up some blocks, right? Imagine, this was your first block. Let's say you're starting a cooking career. That's how you learn how to make an omelette. If you throw this away and you create a new way, right, your temple will not grow, because then you throw this away and you put this, you throw this away, right? You need to first wait that you learn how to cook an omelette, right? And you put this one on top of it. And then you put this one on top of it. And then your temple can grow, because you have your own basis, you have your own infrastructure. That will be probably the worst omelette of your life, but it led to the best omelette in your life. So, until the next time, Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out. Check out my link tree. I will leave the link in description. Shout out to the Soul Group. Shout out to the Real Soul Group. Shout out to Archangel Uriel, Dolo the Pilot Man, and shout out to my beautiful partner Daria. Until the next time, stay an individual, esoteric cloud surfer, surfing out.